Now, after the whole showdown over a gag order ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament, there's now another showdown brewing. The Congress has hit out at an order that says no protest will be allowed in Parliament premises. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has tweeted saying, "Dharna mana hai," and he's lashed out at the government on this. Now, the order clearly states from the Parliament security that no protest, no dharna of any sort will be allowed in the Parliament premises. And this has in fact led to the Congress lashing out and questioning why now dharnas are also not allowed. Jairam Ramesh putting out that tweet saying dharna mana hai. The Congress is hitting out, and remember this protest and this controversy is erupting after the opposition had already questioned the government over a gag order in which a number of names were referred to and deemed as unparliamentary. Now with in fact the Parliament security saying no dharnas will be allowed within the Parliament premises, we'll have to see how that plays out. Kamaljeet Sandhu is joining us with more details on this. Kamaljeet, can you give us more details about this order? What exactly does it state about Parliament premises? Does that also mean, that dharnas will not be allowed, for example, at the Gandhi statue, which is where usually the opposition stages their protests?
Well, there isn't much clarity, but what Jairam Ramesh has tweeted obviously gives the sign of times to come. It says the members cannot use the precincts of the Parliament House for any demonstration, dharna, strike past, something that we have seen happening in the usual past where for a long period of time, especially the opposition, when they do a walkout or they have any protest, usually choose a part of Parliament, and that's what you mentioned near the Gandhi statue. That is where several of the protests have happened. So several of the opposition members have already hit out at the government for preventing them, from stopping them from using certain words. They're saying these are obviously to prevent the opposition from hitting out at the government. And these are new scathing criticism now coming in from the opposition. So we do expect a very fiery session of Parliament right from Monday onwards. But what we also do anticipate is that there seems to be a hangama happening just before that. This seems to be a very contentious and a controversial order. But remember, as far as the Parliament is concerned, one has to first get the...
Has there been any statement, Kamaljeet, from the government on this and this entire controversy over no dharnas being allowed now?
This order has just come out, so we do anticipate that the government will give an explanation as to what the reason really is. But we've seen in the past the way they have defended the nature of orders which have come out, whether it's regarding certain use of or avoiding use of certain words. The other part is what is parliamentary and unparliamentary. Many are saying that this is undermining democracy because as far as whether strikes are concerned, whether sitting dharna is concerned, this has been a part of the process, not just today or yesterday. It's been a part and parcel of democracy for a very long time. So this is not going to go down well with the opposition. But we've seen that the opposition has not been united in several of the events. But this may actually bring in the opposition all together.
Okay.
So very, very clearly...
all right. Kamaljeet, just request you to stay on with me. I'd like to get in a word from the Congress on this. Mr. Ajay Kumar of the Congress is joining us on this broadcast. Good morning, sir. What do you make of this latest order? Yesterday, there was this whole controversy over a gag order. Now, Parliament security saying no dharnas will be allowed in Parliament House.
So excuse me. Look, all Indians, all of us should be really concerned that, the way we are slowly, I don't know if we are going the Russian way or we are going the Turkish way, or are we, the way, democracy in India has been slowly smothered. And the BJP forgets that when they were in opposition, they had such a long, rope for them to do all protests, which is legitimate in any democracy. Now, and I believe that whether we are in government or in vice versa, we must ensure that the voice of the opposition is heard. I mean, there have been certain assemblies where we are in government, and otherwise in other places also across different political parties have banned certain words, and I think those also should be challenged for sure. But Parliament has always set the direction. It's a temple of democracy. Parliament has always shown that what is so important for India is the ability of the people's representatives to express their views And India has always been like that. Now this right-wing, this RSS mindset, people who are coming in and saying, this is the only way and no opposition. Why have a parliament then? You can't speak, you can't protest. It goes, cuts at the roots of what, Baba Ambedkar, made such a brilliant constitution. It goes against all the people who have sacrificed their lives to this country, whether it's Birsa Munda, whether it is, whether it's Baba Ambedkar, Pandit Nehru, Sardar Patel, all the people who have given their lives for Netaji Srivastava, for this country, yeah? And to strike at the heart of democracy.
We're going to try to get the BJP also on this, but Mr. Ajay Kumar, with the Congress and you making it very clear that this is simply unacceptable, is this an order that the Congress will follow, or are you going to continue with your dharnas, with your protests in Parliament?
Just notify orders. Why are we in politics if you are not able to fight for the people's rights? And if going to jail is the price you pay, so be it. I mean, but it cannot, and that's what the Britishers did. And they tortured our people, and they tortured us for so many, for decades, for centuries actually. But the Indian spirit never bowed down. It has never bowed down, will not bow down. And I don't think, and at least the Congress, हमारा पुराना नारा रहा है हमेशा कि पहले गोरों से लड़ते थे, अब इन लोग से लड़ेंगे.
Okay, Mr. Ajay Kumar, thank you for joining us here on India Today and sharing your view about this latest order. Mr. Majid Memon of the NCP is also with us. Mr. Memon, you were with me yesterday when we broke the story about the gag order also in Parliament. The latest order says no dharnas will be allowed inside the Parliament House. What do you make of this?
The idea for all these imposition seems to be restore order in the House. Well, our leader has always been against disruption and disorder in the House. Sharad Pawarji has always stood for it. But at the same time, you can't throttle democracy. You can't take away the rights of the members who are representing their constituencies, to speak out what they want to say by gagging hundreds of words, number one. Number two, now they say that protest is the hallmark of a successful democracy. You see, unless in a democracy there is a right to protest or there is a right to find fault and expose wrongs of the government, the democracy can never be sustained. And therefore, in the best interest of democracy, they must understand today they are on the treasury bench, tomorrow they may be on this side, and then they will realize that it's a blunder. We can't, you see, of course, coming to the well, behaving in a disorderly manner can be regulated.
But that's the point, Mr. Memon. Don't you think that this step perhaps will stop the kind of, ruckus, the chaos, sometimes the violence that we see in the well of the House, in the floor? Because that's unacceptable too.
No, going into the well of the House or throwing objects at the chair and behaving in disorderly manner, etc., needs to be curbed by a proper, rule that has to be slightly amended. But if you totally ban protest, you see, that would certainly be throttling democracy. And I don't think that should be in the best interest of Bharatiya Loktantra.
All right, Mr. Majid Memon of the NCP, thank you very much for joining us with your view on this. The Congress, the NCP, both speaking to us here on India Today saying this is simply unacceptable. And remember, this controversy comes just barely 24 hours after an order from the Lok Sabha Secretariat that referred to a number of words as unparliamentary. The government in that front said that, look, this is a list that comes out every year, that this is an endless and unnecessary controversy by the opposition. But we're going to await any sort of statement or word that comes in from the BJP or government on this latest order. The Parliament security now coming out to say that no dharna, no strike, fast will be allowed. Any sort of demonstration, as you see there in the document, none of that will be allowed in the Parliament House.